Sister Wives Kody says his love for kids is not equal. Sister Wives star Kody Brown has been criticized many times for his favoritism towards Robyn. It is widely considered to be the main reason why Christine, Meri, and Janelle left him. But aside from his love for Robyn, many fans have also questioned Kody's lack of effort for his kids with his ex-wives. Some fans are also calling him out following the latest preview of Tell All, where he admits to not loving his children equally. Keep reading to see the discussion. Sister Wives: what to expect in the Tell All? TLC recently released a new preview for the upcoming Tell All segment of Sister Wives Season 19. It features intense scenes between Kody, Robyn, Christine, Meri, and Janelle. The network captioned, "The Browns reflect on where they've been and where they go from here." One of the clips showed Kody saying, "I never loved them," before a clip of Christine was shown where she said, "That was a lie." Meri and Janelle also began to poke at Kody and Robyn's unfair relationship. Meri frustratingly told Sukanya that they all had to be Robyn just to be treated equally. But aside from his ex-wives, some fans are calling out Kody for seemingly admitting that his love was never equal for the kids. Kody says his love for his kids is not equal. Some Sister Wives fans on social media react to the recent preview of the Tell All featuring Kody explaining his side after getting criticized for loving Robyn. Sukanya told Kody that he's a polygamist and he's supposed to treat and love everyone equally. This goes not just for his wives, but also for his kids. But Kody strongly disagreed and made an example about how a person will love children differently. This made some fans believe Kody just implied that his love for his kids is never equal, just the way he is for his ex-wives. Is he honestly saying the love he has for his kids are not equal? I mean, each kid is different, and you may connect on different things, but the love is the same. I'm embarrassed listening to him, and I find myself holding my breath when he speaks. He makes me nervous. The sight of Kody and the sound of his voice makes me sick. His attitude, and it's worked on Suki before, but I think she's either been told to get tougher in his interviews, or she's more disgusted with him too. Maybe both. No wonder his kids don't talk to him. I'm done talking to him too after watching this, and I've never even talked to the guy. Every time I think Kody can't get any worse, a new clip pop-ups that proves me wrong. It also irritates me that he thinks it's okay to yell at Suki and take out his pent-up aggression on her EVERA tell-all. Sister Wives: Kody Brown's relationship with his kids today. Most of the Brown kids no longer share or even talk about their father today. However, Mike Kelty previously revealed in a live stream that her father has been alienating his older children, which got even worse since Garrison's passing. Kody reunited with his ex-wives and children during Garrison's funeral and burial, which was also documented in the final. Some Sister Wives fans noticed that Kody seemingly snubbed Logan while he was burying Garrison in his grave, seemingly indicating that he's been ditching his older kids. The first part of Tell All will air on May 25, 2025 on TLC. If you are looking for more reality TV news, come back to TV Shows Ace for all your updates. Kody Brown admits playing favorites with his kids. In a family defined by plurality, love was always meant to be the great equalizer. But now, the patriarch of Sister Wives, Kody Brown, has shaken the foundation of that ideal with a candid confession that has left fans stunned and his family reeling. He doesn't love all of his children equally. The admission came during a recent tell-all interview, and while Kody may have intended it as a moment of raw honesty, it landed like a bombshell. For the 18 children he shares across 4 marriages: Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn. The impact of that one statement has reverberated far beyond the cameras. "I don't love them all the same, a candid confession. For years, sister wives portrayed the Brown family as an unconventional but loving unit. A plural marriage raising a sprawling tribe of children with faith, commitment, and a whole lot of compromise. Viewers watched Kody play dad to each child, attending graduations, celebrating birthdays, and navigating the teenage storms of parenthood. But as the family dynamic began to fracture, with 3 of the 4 wives eventually leaving Kody, a different truth began to emerge. The closeness with some children remained, while the emotional distance with others grew. Kody's confession wasn't just an observation. It was an acknowledgement of favoritism, something most parents deny at all costs. "Some of my kids I just relate to better," he said. "It's easier. There's less tension. I love all of them, but it's not the same kind of love." In that moment, the myth of perfect plural parenting crumbled. A history of family friction. Longtime fans of the show could see the signs long before Kody said it aloud. Tensions with sons like Garrison and Gabriel, Janelle's children, had become increasingly apparent. When the pandemic hit, Kody's rigid rules drove a wedge between him and several of his older children, especially those who chose independence over submission. Garrison famously purchased his own home, a symbol of his desire to live by his own rules. Gabriel, too, challenged Kody's decisions, questioning why their father seemed more loyal to Robyn's household than to the rest of the family. These weren't just teen tantrums. They were cries for attention, for fairness, for love that felt reciprocated. And now, Kody's words seemed to validate their long-held suspicions. Some children were simply loved more. Robyn's kids and the perception of favoritism. One of the most persistent criticisms of Kody over the years has been his perceived favoritism toward Robyn, his 4th and only remaining wife, and by extension, her children. While other wives reported feeling sidelined, ignored, or dismissed, Robyn remained the emotional center of Kody's world. Her children, who Kody legally adopted, appeared to benefit from consistent attention and care. When the rest of the family voiced concerns, Kody often grew defensive, claiming he was merely responding to who was loyal and respectful. But critics argued this logic is circular. That loyalty isn't given, it's cultivated. And by spending more time and energy on one branch of the family tree, Kody alienated the others, creating exactly the tension he later used to justify his distance. The kids speak out and step away. As Kody has grown more candid, so too have his children. Peyton, Christine's only son, has spoken publicly about the complicated relationship with his father. Gwendolyn, another of Christine's children, has also voiced her emotional struggles growing up in the Brown household. "He wasn't present," one of the older children said in a live stream. "He was more of a feeling overlooked," has led many of the older kids to forge their own paths, emotionally and physically distant from their father. Some no longer speak to him. Others maintain a surface-level relationship, built more on history than genuine connection. And now, with his recent comments, Kody may have confirmed what they've long feared: that the distance wasn't just circumstantial, it was emotional. Parenting in pieces. What happens when love feels uneven? Psychologists have long warned against the dangers of parental favoritism. Even when unintentional, unequal treatment can lead to long-lasting psychological effects. Lowered self-esteem, increased sibling rivalry, and deep emotional wounds that extend into adulthood. For the Brown children, these effects have played out on a public stage. Some, like Hunter and Madison, have managed to maintain a quiet resilience. Others have been more visibly affected, withdrawing from the family narrative or choosing to speak their truth online. Kody's open admission may have been a moment of vulnerability, but for the children who grew up feeling less than, it likely stung more than it soothed. Because while favoritism might be understandable in complex human relationships, it's rarely forgivable in parenting. Kody's defense: "I'm just being honest." To Kody's credit, he didn't frame his admission as cruelty. He seemed to believe that his honesty would offer insight, perhaps even healing. "I don't think it's wrong to admit that relationships are different. I've never claimed to be perfect," he said. But in the world of fatherhood, imperfection is one thing, inequity is another. For many fans, the real issue wasn't the emotion, it was the action. If Kody truly loves all his children, why do so many feel unloved? Why do they consistently describe feeling abandoned, unimportant, or unworthy? Honesty is only the first step. Reconciliation, showing up, listening, repairing, is what must follow. Christine, Janelle, and Meri. The mothers respond. Though the mothers haven't commented directly on Kody's statement, their actions speak volumes. Christine has created a new life, one defined by joy, laughter, and unconditional support for her children. Janelle, too, has remained fiercely devoted to her kids, standing by them during emotional rifts and defending their autonomy. Meri, long estranged from Kody emotionally, has stepped back from the family narrative, focusing on personal growth and individual fulfillment. All three women appear to recognize something Kody may still struggle with: that love, true, lasting, transformative love, doesn't depend on obedience or convenience. It's about showing up every time, no matter what. The future of the Brown family. So where does this leave the Brown family? Splintered, certainly. Evolving, definitely. Kody's confession may serve as a turning point, an opportunity for reckoning, for change, or perhaps for further separation. Some children may choose to rebuild with him. Others may walk away for good. But one truth remains. When love feels conditional, it ceases to feel like love at all. Final thoughts: can unequal love ever be healed? In the world of reality television, we often mistake drama for depth. But behind the headlines and hashtags are real people, real children, navigating the fallout of one man's choices. Kody Brown's admission of unequal love was startling. But it also pulled back the curtain on a larger truth. Even in the most unconventional families, the need to feel valued is universal. Now it's up to Kody to decide what kind of father he wants to be moving forward. Because love may not always be easy. Kody's but confession: it should never be earned. "I don't love all my kids the same," stuns fans. In the world of reality television, few families have opened their doors and hearts quite like the Browns of Sister Wives. For over a decade, fans have watched the inner workings of Kody Brown's plural marriage, his shifting relationships with his 4 wives, and the complex lives of his 18 children. But nothing could have prepared the audience for a moment of raw vulnerability or brutal honesty, like Kody's recent confession. "I don't love all my kids the same." Delivered with unsettling calm, Kody's admission wasn't just a personal revelation. It was a cultural shockwave. In one sentence, the illusion of balanced love within the Brown family crumbled, leaving fans to reckon with the emotional fallout, and the children to process what it means when a father's love is measured in degrees. The confession heard around the fan base. Kody's comment surfaced during a tell-all segment, a staple of the Sister Wives format where family members face hard questions and deliver candid insights. This one, however, hit differently. "Some of my kids I connect with easier. I'm closer to them. Others, it's more distant. The love is still there, but it's not the same." For many viewers, the moment was heartbreaking. This wasn't a slip of the tongue. It was deliberate, reflective, and completely unexpected from a man who had long sold the idea of family unity even in the most unconventional form. Immediately, the internet lit up with reactions. Some fans sympathized with the complexity of large family dynamics. Others were furious. "You don't say that out loud, even if it's true," one fan wrote on Reddit. "Those kids already felt abandoned. Now they have confirmation," tweeted another. The seeds of inequality, a family history. Anyone who's followed Sister Wives knows the signs were always there. From the earliest seasons, viewers noticed disparities in how Kody engaged with his wives and children. Over time, these disparities became more pronounced, especially as his bond with Robyn, his fourth wife, strengthened while relationships with Meri, Janelle, and Christine grew distant and strained. Kody's presence in the lives of Robyn's children, Aurora, Brianna, and Dayton, seemed consistent and nurturing. He was involved, emotionally present, and supportive. In contrast, his interactions with the older children from his other marriages often seemed strained or absent, especially during critical times. His conflict with sons Garrison and Gabriel, for example, exploded during the pandemic, when they refused to abide by Kody's strict COVID-19 protocols. The fallout was not just disagreement, it was near total estrangement. Now, with Kody's confession, the public finally has an answer to the long-lingering question: was there favoritism? The answer clearly is yes. The cost of conditional love. From a psychological standpoint, the admission of unequal love carries heavy consequences, not only for the parent, but especially for the children. Children who feel less loved than their siblings often experience long-term emotional effects. Low self-worth, anxiety, difficulty forming healthy attachments, and resentment that lingers well into adulthood. In a family of 18 children, each vying for a piece of their father's attention, these effects can be magnified. Garrison and Gabriel, in particular, were visibly wounded by their father's distancing behavior. Garrison moved out, bought a home on his own, and essentially cut ties. Gabriel, once one of Kody's closest children, described feeling forgotten during a critical moment in his life. Kody's statement only reaffirms what some of his children have expressed. They were not just pushed aside, they were unloved from the wives, silent but telling. Though none of the Brown women have directly commented on Kody's confession, their silence speaks volumes. Christine, who left the marriage in 2021, has continued to support her children emotionally and openly. She's praised for her warmth and consistency, especially with daughters like Truly and Sable, who went through serious medical challenges with little help from Kody. Janelle, similarly, has fiercely defended her sons against Kody's judgments. Her split from him was cemented not just by romantic distance, but by her belief that her children deserved more than what Kody was giving them. Meri, who has long lived on the emotional periphery of the marriage, likely wasn't shocked by the confession. Her only child, Leon, has faced their own challenges in being accepted and seen fully within the family structure. And Robyn, she remains closely aligned with Kody, often defending his decisions and positioning herself as the misunderstood, loyal wife. Whether she believes in his parenting choices or simply accepts them isn't clear. But her children have undeniably received a more present version of Kody. Can love be unequal and still be love? Kody attempted to clarify his statement, adding that his differing relationships with his children are natural, not malicious. Relationships are built. They require mutual effort. Some of my kids don't want to build a relationship with me. While there may be some truth to that, relationships do require effort from both sides. It's important to recognize the power imbalance between parent and child. It's the parent's responsibility to lead with unconditional love, to bridge gaps, and to be present even when it's difficult. Kody's statement reframes love as conditional, based on behavior, respect, loyalty. But parental love isn't meant to be earned. It's meant to be given, freely, consistently, and without favoritism. Where do the Brown children go from here? In the wake of Kody's statement, the Brown children are left to pick up the emotional pieces. Some, like Logan and Maddie, seem to have created stable, fulfilling lives outside of the family drama. Others are still clearly processing their pain. Peyton has spoken out about feeling emotionally distant from his father. Gwendolyn has shared her own struggles with self-worth and family dynamics. And with Garrison's tragic passing, the emotional scars of uneven parenting are etched more deeply than ever. Will Kody attempt to repair these relationships, or has the damage gone too deep? That remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. These kids are not just reality show characters. They're real people shaped by the absence or presence of love, and deeply affected by which side of that equation they've landed on. The fan base reflects brutal honesty or irreparable damage. Some fans have argued that Kody's honesty is at least refreshing, a break from the overly polished image often presented on TV. After all, parenting is messy. Loving 18 children equally is a monumental task. But most agree that while honesty may be brave, it doesn't always bring healing. Especially when that honesty confirms the worst fears of those you love. For the Brown family, Kody's words won't be easily forgotten. And for the children who have long felt like second string in their father's heart, it may be the moment they finally stop hoping for change and start creating new futures without him. Final thoughts when love isn't enough. Kody Brown's confession, "I don't love all my kids the same," might be the most honest thing he's ever said. But it's also the most heartbreaking. Because in a family where love was supposed to bind everything together, inequality doesn't just crack the foundation, it breaks it apart. In the end, it's not the admission that hurts the most. It's the years of silence before it.